I'm going to show you how to make a great pie crust using Pamela's bread mix. We're going to use the entire bag of mix, but we're not going to use the yeast packet. Now I like to use my mixer because I find it an easier way to make pie crust. Look for the yeast packet. You won't be using this at all. To this bowl, I'm now going to add 2 sticks of butter, but I'm going to cut the butter up into 1 tablespoon sizes. Now I'm going to add it right onto the flour. I want to slowly incorporate the butter into the flour. What you're looking for is to have the butter covered with the flour so that the butter is down to little pea-sized pieces. Now you can see that the flour and the butter are nicely incorporated together. Now I'm going to add ice water. I like to take a beaker and add ice cubes to it. You want this water to be really, really cold. It's going to take about 7 or 8 tablespoons, or about 1/2 cup. I'm going to slowly add the ice water until my dough comes together. I like to use my mixer to make a pie crust, but you can use the traditional method, which would be in a bowl using a pastry cutter. Just incorporate your butter and then cut the butter through the flour. Once you have pea-sized pieces, you'll again add the ice water and mix up until your dough is nice and soft. Now I have a perfect dough for pie crust. It's soft and pliable. Now I'm going to remove it from the bowl and I'm going to roll out my pie crust. I'm going to use parchment to help me roll this out so I don't have to add any additional flour. I'm using my great-grandmother's rolling pin. This pie crust is made with 2 sticks of butter or 16 tablespoons, but you can also do half and half shortening and half butter. I think that your pie crust actually is crispier that way, or if you have a dairy allergy, you can use margarine. Now I've rolled out my pie crust. I'm going to take my pie pan. I want to pre-grease it. Now the easy way is to invert this right onto my pie pan. Gently fold in your edges. And now I'm going to fix the crust. What you can do is cut off the excess edges. Just use a knife and go along the plate edge. Now, we can make a really pretty edge by just pinching the edge all the way around with your fingers. Or an even simpler method is to just use a fork to crimp the edges. Just like this, all the way around. Now, I can fill this with a filling and bake according to the directions of the pie that I'm making, or I can bake it ahead of time and use it with fillings such as pudding, berries, anything that doesn't need to be baked. There you have it, a wheat and gluten-free pie crust using Pamela's bread mix.